There we go.
Are we live?
Yeah, it says live.
Did we make it? Is it working?
I don't think
Hello,
we're in
fellow
Kansas
gamers.
anymore,
This is your
Zero.
boy Zero Inc., and we are back with the third episode of the Gaming Debate Podcast. Now, on this podcast, we have a couple of rules. Basically, we have 5 questions, and each contestant will have 2 minutes to give as many points as possible, of which they will get a for each point. Now, after they now, after they make
Zero,
that
zero.
point, they get a point for each point they make. They get a point, and at the end we tally up all the points, and we pick a winner at the end. We also have a 6th question that we will be asking at the end of the show for anybody watching, if they would like us to cover a certain topic. So we're going to start this off right. The lineup today is Tsunami, then Arch, then Axel, who was not here last week, so he automatically forfeited last week.
I did not.
Forfeit.
Then me, and then Hatchet last because he went first last week. So anyway, the first question.
Wait. Who's me? I only see is XSplit broadcaster. Still.
Okay, Zero, Kickshawbrothers, Zero Inc. Me. Yes, I don't know what's happened. Sometimes it shows XSplit broadcaster. Sometimes it shows, my thing. I don't know. Sometimes it shows.
It could be worse. It could show your murder porn.
Exactly. Could show my murder porn.
So any of you Geek Squad techs out there could give
Oh
Z a
my
hand with that.
God. I'm really hoping we don't get
It
red
keeps
flags
switching
for
back and forth
saying
because
that.
last week it had my picture on it. This week it doesn't want to show my picture. So okay.
The
Um,
things are not beautiful.
All right, so we'll have the first question. The first question is to you, Tsunami. Is
Dun dun dun.
VR or AR the future of gaming? Why or why not? You have 2 minutes to answer.
What the hell is AR?
Augmented reality is like the Playroom. Like Microsoft's little Minecraft.
I thought
demonstration.
I thought augmented reality. Like I remember reading somewhere that augmented reality was like they created like a lens or something like you could put on your eyes.
All I know is
It's
this is
an
not your turn.
interactive.
Sorry.
It was an interactive. No, he's explaining what it is. That's
Yeah,
know,
it's
but-
augmented reality, but yeah, Microsoft has augmented reality, and the PlayStation camp has virtual reality.
Alright,
Yeah.
alright. Let's do this. Let's explain to Tsunami before we start this time. So let's explain what the difference is. So
Well,
more
it's
fair.
easy. You have the Playroom, which is augmented reality, something like the Playroom, where basically you
I
can.
already get it. I know.
Yeah.
I know the difference between the two. I just didn't know what AR was standing for. Now I didn't even know that was a freaking thing. All of a sudden, I will start my time right now, and I will go.
Alright, go
Yes.
for it.
As
Go.
far as that goes, I believe that neither one of those are going to be the future, and here's the reason why. VR, to me, is just way too interactive. When you're in the game, it's flashy. It's just not. It's in your face, and when you have something constantly in your face like that, people get bored really quick. So as far as VR, I don't even see them really getting VR to work completely the way that it would be in the movies and stuff. Then again, I could be wrong. However, I just don't see it happening with VR. AR is probably actually going to be more the way to go because PlayStation's actually shown with their camera. I don't know how well it works on the Xbox One's camera, but with the PlayStation camera and the Playroom, the interaction, even though right now is small, you can tell they're starting to make leaps for augmented reality, and it's a little more fun. It's not in your face. You can interact how you want. You're not controlled by, a single headset like you are in VR. I really believe that AR is probably going to wind up taking the market just because it's interactive and it's something that a family can do. You could really use that for family play if you wanted to. So that's all I got to say about that topic.
All right, Tsunami. I like the point you made about it being right there in your face and getting bored easily. That was a really, really good point. Because it's having that viewpoint, which is the viewpoint of first person, is going to, that's all you can play. So yeah, good points. You were awarded 3 points that round. Congratulations, Tsunami. You're starting off on fire yet again. Let's see. And I do want to ask everyone: is there an echo with Tsunami?
No.
Like, are you hearing him twice? Okay, I was just making sure because I have mine set up and he has his set up, and we're kind of close together, so I was just making sure he wasn't coming through twice. All right. So, Arch, same question to you. Is VR or AR the future of gaming? Why or why not?
Honestly, I can't really answer this question because I don't know exactly where we're going with AR or VR, so I'm just going to pass on it.
Gonna pass on this question. All right, Arch. Well, at least you're honest about it. At least you're honest about, not wanting to answer or speculate. That's good. That's good. All right. So on to Axel.
Yes.
Is VR or AR the future of gaming?
Wait,
Why?
Axel, shouldn't it be you?
Yeah, it should be me, but Axel wants to go third.
No.
No.
Axel missed last week. That's his own fucking fault.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a thing called work.
Hey,
I know. I just got back. I was on a week trip. So
Yeah,
you're
so
going
Axel,
0,
go
and
fuck
Axel's gonna have to bite the bullet.
All right.
Fine, that's
So,
fine.
my thoughts. Okay.
Wait, who's doing? Someone's got to do the bell for him. Then I'll do it.
No, actually, it's Ark's turn.
Yeah, it's Ark's turn to do it for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
You got that, Ark?
Shit, I'll use
Unless
something
you
on
want
my...
to do it.
No, I'll use something on my phone. Let's see. I'll use
Well, no, you can use the sound effects on the Google Hangouts.
my computer's slow, so I'll use I'll use this. No, damn it. Give me a second. I'll find something.
Okay, this is really great, guys.
Would you like me to do it?
No.
No, we're spreading it out to keep it fair for 0 as
Well,
well.
see, I'm letting everybody do it because, Okay.
Okay.
Are we ready to go? Now that I've lost all the points I could possibly think of.
Go. I'll find something for you.
All right, Ding. Okay, we're going. Okay, is it the future of gaming? Why or why not? Okay. Gaming? I'm not sure. I don't think it's the future of gaming per se. I think VR has some very good aspects with it, but the problem is that it's going to stay first person. You're always going to be in first person. Is that a point, or are you just like interrupting my?
Sorry, I'm still trying to find a. Sorry. I'll just tell you if you have a point or not. I'll just tell you.
Keep going.
Okay, yeah, just say
That's
point.
Yeah,
all right.
so-
So, anyway, so I think VR, it has its limitations because first-person shooters are going to be limited to VR, but you're also playing with a controller still, from what I understand. So you're still not getting the full virtual reality experience. It's not going to be like Sword Art Online where you like do a deep dive into gaming. So in that sense, I don't think it is the future. I think it's going to be a good accessory to what we already have, but I don't think it's going to be the future of gaming on the VR side of things. Now, on augmented reality, I don't think it's going to be the future of gaming either. I think augmented reality is going to be more for practical things, like putting your schedule on, like having, you've seen different movies with augmented reality. They're going to be those things where you have your schedule, you have your different things that tell you how to do certain things, like you have your GPS, you have certain things inside the headset that allows you to do these things. But I don't see it being all that good for gaming because it's not practical for it to pull things out of the game. So I honestly don't think either one is the future of gaming, but I've been proven wrong before, and we'll definitely have to see. So I that's really all I got for that one.
Well, good.
Okay,
Your time
0. Yeah, you got 2 points.
2 points. 2 points. Gotcha.
Okay. So now it's me,
Good.
right?
Now
I had
now it's on to Axel. It's on to
I had
Axel.
no idea I was gonna keep track of 0 points.
You what? Oh
I
well,
had-
yeah. Well, I should have told you before we went live, but
Yeah, that would be nice.
yeah, I wasn't sure who it was, But are you keeping track now? You're good now.
Yeah, you got
Alright.
2 points. Don't worry about it.
Hatchet. Same thing to you. Is VR or AR the future of gaming? Why or why not?
Thought it was me.
Yeah,
Or
it was
no,
Axel.
Axel. Sorry, Axel. Man, this is not
Keep
going well.
pushing Axel farther back.
Fail. That was on you.
We love you, Axel. By the way.
Lies, love.
So Axel, same question to you.
Okay,
Is
well,
AR or VR the future of gaming? Why or why not?
my personal opinion, it could be or it might not be. I mean, first raises the question. It comes up to the gamers. What are they willing to spend their money on? What is a more high-selling product that gamers are willing to buy? Okay. Now, we're looking at it because we are old gamers. We were there in the beginning when gaming first started out in its prime steps. Okay, the Nintendo 64, Sega, PlayStation 1. Okay, and also there was another one I'm forgetting. But I mean, that's why we don't think that it's going to be the future of gaming. Kids who haven't been born yet might disagree with us. Okay, it's a whole game-changing field. But if AR or VR, if it is going to be the future of gaming, I mean, does it mean we do away with digital all the way? Stop having to go to GameStop to buy discs and reserve, games, or is it just going to be downloaded right onto whatever the AR or VR system is going to be? I mean, does it also depend on the gamer? What do they feel more comfortable on? I mean, are they gonna miss having the controller in their hand? Are they gonna trade it in for a helmet, like a VR helmet, which will be kept on them for hours on end, or or AR where it's like a lens that's being put in your eyes, I believe. There's a lot of factors that carry in. Also, I mean, it's true we've come far with technology, especially in the gaming industry, and a lot of ideas for the ultimate gaming experience are now more achievable due to a high advancement in technology. But it raises the question: are we there yet? Is it the time for AR or VR gaming to start making its way to take over the gaming experience? What are the risks? What even PS4 and Xbox One, they say there's like healthy and safety warnings before you play that. So I mean, it's a lot to think about. I mean, personally, it could be the future of gaming, but maybe not in the near distant future. Probably on the far off future.
Time.
You had a lot of good points, actually.
Yeah,
I see you
yeah.
did your homework there, bro. Yeah, you're definitely coming with fire this time, man. Yeah, you were awarded 5 points. I especially like where you brought up the fact that we don't really know the risks yet, and because we're old gamers, we may have a different perspective of what gaming is and what gaming is not, but it could very possibly be the future. Of course, then again, going back to the Virtual Boy and a couple other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm going to be last again.
All right. So, Hatchet. Now that this is all fucked up, Hatchet. Same question to you: is VR or AR the future of gaming? Why or why not?
All right, so AR, it does have its applications, but not towards, I mean, it could not for the older generation of gamer, but the younger generation, for little kids with attention deficit disorder, because we saw that with the PlayStation Playroom. We even did a conversation piece early when we started the Kickshawbrothers thing, playing around the Playroom, and that sort of thing. Like little kids get a kick out of it. They bounce around in front of the camera, kick the ball, all that stuff, and that's where I feel augmented reality would come in to play a lot more for younger generation gamers who don't have the coordination to mess with a controller, but can mess around with a camera more easily, just flailing around. Same with the along with the camera for the Xbox. I've seen the kids play games on that way more easily than they can with like trying to keep up with Call of Duty players and whatnot in first-person shooters. As for the virtual reality, until it gets to the point where like Star Trek holodeck or the war room for friggin' X-Men or whatever, where we're dealing with holograms and stuff, I don't think VR is really going to be working. I mean, it's cool for total immersion. It might help out, when you're looking for items in certain games, but besides that, it's one of those things where like you have to be full body for VR because virtual reality, you have to feel like you're in the game. You have to have use of your hands and your feet and everything for a whole VR environment to actually be functional. In my mind anyway. But the fact of the matter is, you're like the way VR is now. I mean, back when I first used a VR headset was supposed to be for Sega Genesis. There was a Zombie Hunter game where you had to wear this big bulky headset. You're sweating your brains out, which thinking about it now was an electrical nightmare. I mean, you could be freaking electrocuted to death by a video game just because you're sweating trying to dodge zombies. But I honestly like VR as like applications as for like watching a movie or like streaming media. I think that's where virtual reality would come in a lot better. You'd be more immersed in the programming, watching TV or video or like a movie through the headset. Because you could just sit back and relax and just watch it, and you're involved, and the whole rest of the world's not there. But like augmented reality, I think the only way that's going to come into play is like the augmented reality. Like I said, it would be better for children. There could be some applications for adults when it comes to like flailing around for sword games and stuff.
All right. Well, Hatchet, everyone kicked the shit out of me, man. Everyone kicked the shit out of me that round. Well, except for Arch.
Hey.
But anyway, Hatchet, I really like the fact that you gave different applications where it could possibly be more acceptable. Like the streaming thing makes a lot of sense. The movie thing makes a lot of sense, and the fact that it's one of the things that kids are really, really going to love. Those were some really, really good points. You were awarded 4 points for round 1. Congratulations, Hatchet. Definitely showing me up. It's all good. I can't know everything, man. In fact, I did a video on that this week.
How dare you, Hatchet?
Alrighty. So after the first round, we've got Axel, then Hatchet, then Tsunami. I'm trailing behind, and so and Arch is flailing at the bottom of the pack. But
I'm gonna kill you.
There are 5 more rounds. You can make the comeback. It's time for that miraculous comeback. All right. Let's see. All right, Tsunami. Question 2. Will the new Call of Duty breathe new life in the series or not?
Okay. Will the new Call of Duty breathe life back into the series?
Why or why not?
I think that the new Call of Duty is Treyarch, and that's all I really have to say. Only because
Go Treyarch.
Treyarch consistently has excellent sales. I mean, every time you hear it's going to be a Black Ops, everybody rushes to the store and pre-orders or buys it. So, I mean, honestly, it's going to be those people that decide whether the game goes over the top or if it flops. Because that's how any game works. You're going to get your base amount of people that pre-order and buy, and then they spread the word that, hey, this is a great game, or the game's not all that great, and people buy off of the word of mouth, really. As far as this one being the next big one, I don't know. I think a lot of people are looking for something other than Call of Duty now. There's a lot of different games coming out, like Battleborn, a lot of different 4-player kind of games, other than Call of Duty. And the one that's going to save this one is the zombie mode. Everybody loves the zombie mode. Zombies
Yeah.
is the one that sells Call of Duty for Treyarch. They have developed the best teamwork mode that you could buy, really. That's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Alrighty. Well, you still managed to pull 3 points out. You know, you were going to give up there. You were going to give up there. And then you're like, you know what, I'm going to attack this from...
Couldn't you just leave it at Treyarch? Couldn't you just leave it at Treyarch?
you were going to give up right there. And I was like,
there wasn't a whole lot I could say on that topic. I mean,
well, see, and that's the whole thing too. You were working, and you know, I mean, you know, of course, the beta always seems to come out when, you know, people are doing stuff, you know, but
that's not an excuse.
Hey, a lot of people in this band, you know, he was working, you know.
I was in Atlanta for a week, man.
So so it's cool. All right.
Well, in the slots, I see. The slots.
All right, so next in line is Arch. Arch, I know you have a lot to say on this topic, so this is going to be when you make up some points, man. All right, so so Black Ops 3, Arch, same question to you. Will the new Call of Duty breathe new life in the series or not? Why or why not?
Well, from what I've played from the beta since it was released on Tuesday for PS4, I think that it will bring life to the new Call of Duty's franchise because it takes away, it gives us what we've always wanted, which is fast-paced gameplay, and this is exactly what the beta does. It's not like Advanced Warfare where you see people jumping left and right, back and forth. You don't see nobody running. Right here, you have to run if you want to survive. You can't just rely on your thrust stack because it charges up and it takes a while. And also because the free running in the game, yes, it's similar to Titanfall, but they perfected it better than Titanfall. And Titanfall was a little glitchy. It was it was just glitchy. But right here, they perfected it to where you can literally make your own maneuvers, run your own routes, do all these sorts of things. You know, it makes you think. It makes you think outside the box, which is what we've always wanted which is what we wanted in multiplayer games. And also, come on, it's Treyarch. When has Treyarch ever let us down? They kicked ass with World at War. They kicked ass with Black Ops 1. They kicked ass with Black Ops 2, which a lot of people say was one of the worst because it was so futuristic. I got my money's worth out of those games. You want to know why? The gameplay was great. The stories were amazing, and it had zombies. Zombies. The best cooperative game mode that they've ever released in a Call of Duty game. Extinction was good. It wasn't that great. Exo Zombies was okay, but it was a bit annoying with the EMP zombies, with the zombies with the Exos. And the characters were a little bit lackluster, and so was the story. But I have faith in Treyarch. I have faith in David Vonnegut and the creative team over there. I know this is going to be the one to bring some life, but not necessarily because, like how your brother said, there are people that are starting to look towards different games because they feel like that Call of Duty has let them down over the past years with Ghost and Advanced Warfare, which is sort of true, right? You got Battleborn coming out. You got Metal Gear Solid 5 coming out on the 1st of September. You have, what else is done coming out? You have Uncharted 4. You have the Uncharted Collection. You have Fallout 4 coming out, which I'm really excited for. You also have Star Wars Battlefront coming out. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know what? You made some good points, though. You did. They improved the Titanfall system where you can run on walls and everything to allow you to work outside the box. I thought that was a really, really good point because it shows they took they took something that was good and made it even better, which adds a new dynamic to the Call of Duty space, which old Call of Duties didn't have. So that was a great point. Great point right there, dude. So you were awarded 3 points. Congratulations, Arch. You have jumped ahead of me. No, it's all good.
Hooray!
Yeah. So anyway, so I guess I'm next. I guess it's me next, right? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's your turn. Go for it.
Alrighty. Oh man, I'm gonna have to attack this from so many different areas. That wasn't a point, yo. That was accidentally hitting the thing. No.
Yes, I am in charge of the points for this.
Yeah, I have to attack this completely differently because of all the points you guys have already made. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but let's see. Okay, first off, I want to say that one of the things that the Black Ops franchise does for Call of Duty is it brings a very engaging storyline. Okay, the last Black Ops had an amazing storyline on it. The campaign went for a decent number of missions. A lot of people liked the way the campaign ended. The campaign was really well written, and the campaign was really, really good. And a lot of Call of Duties tend to focus more on the multiplayer, but when you have the Black Ops games, they tend to focus more on single player and multiplayer together, making a full complete game, and I think that's going to help them a lot. You have Heather Graham, being one of the voice actors. I forgot there's a couple others that really make this game interesting.
Don't forget Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. You have a lot of interesting characters that are going to be voicing some characters in the single player campaign, and I think that's where their bread and butter is. I'm not sure whether they did enough to actually breathe new life into the multiplayer. I do believe I have noticed, though, they did take a lot of different things from different games. Not only did they take Titanfall's wall run, but I also noticed that they have PlanetSide's shield. They have a shield that acts just like PlanetSide games. So they took a lot of different aspects of a lot of different first-person shooters and tried to infuse it into the Call of Duty space. And I think that might be enough, but I'm not sure whether it will or will not be. And what's really going to make or break this game is the zombies, of course. But the thing is it going to be like Last Zombies, because now you've got double jump, you've got wall run, you've got all these different ways to get away from the zombies. It kind of seems unfair to the zombies. So being able to balance that out is really going to determine whether this game's going to be good or not, I think, when it comes to the mass audience buying it. It's already got more pre-orders than both Advanced Warfare and Ghost combined. So we know it's already going to sell well because of course it's Treyarch. They're always quality. They've got a nice smooth 1080p 60 frames per second. I think I'm not sure whether they did enough, but I do believe that it's probably as close as it's going to get.
Time.
Hey! All right, so how many points?
That never gets
You
old.
got 3 points.
3
Good.
points.
Yeah. I like the fact that you stole the information I gave you when I told you that Black Ops 3 outbeat both Advanced Warfare and Ghost in pre-order sales.
Well, you stole my information last week, so I say turnabout's fair play, brother. If you had your chance to speak before me, so you could have said it and taken that point from me, man. You could have taken that point from me, but we want to get as much information. That's why we do it this way, because we want to get as much information out for you guys as possible, and that's why we have the 5 people, so that we can really hit from all angles and get the most, information out for everybody.
Yeah,
all right.
Another point that I like, though, is when you mentioned that that they were always story-driven and that they took so many other details from different games and implemented the Call of Duty system. I like that.
Thank you. Yes. All right. Me and hey Axel, how you doing, bro? No. Okay. So anyway, Axel would be next. Axel, same question to you.
Oh yeah.
And can you hit it from a different angle? We've kind of taken up a lot of these points.
You guys have really,
all right, but
taken it from all angles and have fucked it 3-way from Sunday. Okay, so there's nothing left.
Here is the question to you, Axel. Will the new Call of Duty breathe new life in the series or not? Why or why not?
Okay, well, in my personal opinion, okay, and this goes without saying, it's Treyarch. Has Treyarch ever let us down with a Call of Duty game? Please tell me. People who are watching or people I'm doing this with.
No, they haven't.
Also, no, I mean, like Black Ops 2 was good. Black Ops 1 was wasn't the best, but it was still good. You know what? Um, the stories, like you guys have said, okay, they give great stories. The campaign is fun. It's interesting. It keeps you invested, not just to go automatically to zombies. Even though zombies is pretty much the big reason why we come back to Call of Duty. Okay. Well, most gamers do anyway. I mean, they obviously came. They also go for for the multiplayer. But come on, how many people are here just for the zombies? Okay. Um, what else?
Actually, yeah.
I mean, I can't. I'm trying to think of something that you guys haven't already said about it. The only thing I did know was like I mean, I played the beta. Okay, I played the beta with you guys. I love it. The wall running is fun, even though I couldn't really master wall running. I can do it in real life, but I can't do it in a fucking video game. I did notice, like Zero pointed out that I wish he didn't. They took kind of concepts from like the shield from PlanetSide 2. They took the some character powers from Destiny, like a Titan Smash, the gunslinger for the what was it called? The what was the name? The Phage or something?
Seraph.
The Seraph was the gunslinger, and the Prophet with the electric shooting gun was probably the new Arc, the Stormcaller Warlock. But they've implemented the new Call of Duty in a lot of ways that actually keeps it more exciting, and the beta proves it to us. It's giving us a tease, and also with the original cap of the beta being just 28, they bumped it up to what was it 30 or 32 or 30? What was it?
40.
What did they bump it up to? Oh, they bumped it up to 40?
Yeah. So
I thought it was
back
like
on the beta.
Oh well, I thought it was just like 34. I didn't know it was 40. Well, see, look, they bumped it up so you could experience all the other classes to show gamers who are playing the beta why Call of Duty Black Ops 3 will be worth it.
Yes. Well, you did get 2 points though. You did get 2 points from that. I especially like where you went through all the things that they borrowed because I couldn't remember half of them. And that's why I like this panel because I couldn't remember half of them, but I did remember the shield from PlanetSide because I've recently played PlanetSide and I love PlanetSide, man. I mean it works great for being a console FPS game. PlanetSide for as many players that fight at once and all the it's a superb shooter. So you were awarded 2 points. Congratulations, Axel, on that. All right, and we will finish off with Hatchet. This is terrible. I feel bad because all the points everybody hit on, but you may be able to, knowing you may have found a different thing to add to it. Hatchet, same question to you.
Oh, yeah.
Will the new Call of Duty breathe new life in the series or not? Why
Time for me to make
or why
some
not?
friends. Here we go. I think for the multiplayer side of things, it's going to be a fucking headache. It's good because they have all these characters, different abilities, and playing Destiny, playing all the games where you have superpowers and abilities. There's always those go-to characters, the go-to abilities, those annoying abilities that people tend to just stick with thick and thin. Like they have the Nomad, who's able to revive himself after getting killed, or the Hive launcher gun, the Swarm launcher gun, or whatever they freaking call it. They're using it, but I mean, these are abilities that people will use and abuse, and to the point where the game is no longer fun, and you just don't want to play the multiplayer anymore. And after a while, playing with all these abilities, you do get a sense of familiarity with a lot of the abilities that are being used in the multiplayer. With the Ruin character using the Titan Smash, yada yada, and with the jumping abilities and all that stuff, it's like playing a Destiny clone at times. But there are things that are really cool. I do like some of the new match modes that they've come out with. The escort one, where you have to escort the battle robot from one side of the field to the other, was kind of fun. It shows some innovation right there, and I like.
You meant Safeguard. Sorry.
Safeguard, that's what it's called. Thank you. I couldn't remember, but there's a lot of different things that are going into this game, that are fun. Safeguard was one of them. They brought back a lot of the old match modes. They did a revamp on some of the old kill streaks, like the dart. They turned it instead of which before was that help me out, the stupid
The airplane.
the one where you throw it.
Yeah.
But instead of just throw it and it glides around and it just hovers and attacks whatever. This one you can control it. You can fire rockets. You can do that sort of thing. And I thought that was a pretty cool change up. Oh boy, this is gonna be too much fun. Time.
Time?
Yeah,
Alrighty. Well, you did get 2 points. I especially liked how you talked about the innovative new things that they did add. And I liked how you talked about it from a different angle, whereas in terms of what people might not like about it, which is something we didn't really cover. But that was really interesting, because it is kind of a headache at times when you have all those different things happening. So I thought those were some really good points. You were awarded 3 points, Hatchet. Congratulations on that round.
And the kill streak we were looking for was called the Hunter Killer. I repeat,
Hunter Killer.
Hunter Killer.
Thank you.
Hunter Killer, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if the viewers can't tell, I'm kind of a Call of Duty fanboy when it comes to the multiplayer.
All right, so on to question 3. This has been a very interesting discussion. We bounced all around. Okay, this was a question asked last week that we couldn't get to because we decided to go with a smaller question. But the question is, this is to you, Tsunami.
Oh boy.
What do you think can be done to bring back the gaming community back together again and bring back the perception of gaming as entertainment and something to be enjoyed?
I hate people.
Well, then you're going to do terrible on this one. All right. Do I need to repeat the question?
You're not alone.
Let's see.
Give him a point.
Unfortunately, I don't think gaming's ever going to be like it was when we were growing up. When you were a gamer, you were a gamer. That's it. It didn't matter what you played, what your friends played. You were a gamer. You'd all sit down and play whatever it was that you had, and you'd all play together. Now, gaming's formed into cliques, which I really don't like. It's all grouped up. You got your Xbox One people over here, and your PlayStation 4 people over here, and your computer people over here. And before, none of that mattered. It was just, hey, do you have a system? Can I come over and play? You've also got the different game groups. You've got the Call of Duty groups. You've got the Halo group. You've got the just different groups everywhere, which is cool and it's diverse. However, that unity that was originally there when games were new and they were fresh and something different was coming out every year and the graphics were always changing with the Maddens and the wrestling and all the sports games. I mean, everything that was going on, the shooters with the 007s and the RPGs were coming out. It didn't matter what you played. Everybody played together and it was fun. Now we've got a lot of different. It's more popular. Since gaming's more popular, it's more diverse. I really don't think it's ever going to have that kind of unity again. However, I do think that people in situations like PewDiePie could possibly, if he wanted to turn his attention and focus to that, big names, well-known people could bring it all together as one and unify his people along with everyone else. And that's my time.
All right. Well, you actually did really good. I like how you talked about how it's different from what it was back in the old days, so you don't know what actually could be done. That was a really good way to explain it because, like when we were all growing up, we if our friend had a Genesis and we had an NES, we'd go over to our friend's house one week and they'd come over the next week, and we always switched and we always, shared games with each other, and we always thought that was important. And I think the community has lost a lot of that, so it was really, really good that you covered that. Anyway, on to the next person. Arch.
Yes.
Arch. Oh, Tsunami,
Yes.
you were awarded 3 points that round. Congratulations. Arch, same question.
Yes.
What do you think can be done to bring the gaming community back together again and bring back the perception of gaming as entertainment and something to be enjoyed?
Honestly, with the console war being out there, like, oh no, screw Sony, it's all about Xbox, or like PC Master Race for life, or Sony ponies all the way. It's not gonna go back to being the same as it was before. How your brother said, "Oh, you have a PS1, I have an Xbox. I'll take it over and we could play it." Yada yada yada. It's like that. We would game share. We would play each different console, and there would be no arguments because we would all do it for the fun. I remember when I would stay up late with my brothers and we'd be battling out on 007 on a 64, or we would go to Halo and battle out on Xbox, or we'd go and battle out on Madden on the PS2. We would be diverse. It would be just for the fun. But nowadays it's a popularity contest. Like Call of Duty sucks, Halo's badass. It's all about Battlefield. It's more realistic. There's not really a point anymore to playing the games if it's just going to be a popularity contest. And to me, this all feels like high school. You know how in high school you have those kids, you have the greasers, you have the cholos, you have the preps, you have the jocks, you have the nerds, you have the geeks. That's what it feels like. You have the Sony ponies, you have the Xbox, you have the PC Master Race, you have the Nintendos. I don't know what they call Nintendos. And then you have those...
I think they're the weetards. I think that's what they call them.
Really, the weetards?
Yeah.
Wow.
No offense to anybody.
Yeah, no offense to anyone. We're just explaining what is out there. We have no desire to be part of that.
No, that just even furthers my point. Retards?
Yeah.
We're basically calling them Nintendo retards when the majority of us grew up with Nintendo. We're Nintendo babies. We played Nintendo when we were kids. We played Nintendo when we were toddlers, and yet we're out there calling them retards. That's not right, man. And we're calling Xbones We're calling them because they hump Xbox basically, and we're calling ourselves Sony ponies just because we ride on Sony's ass, or the PC Master Race just because they can run 1080p, 60 frames per second, or 4K. Doesn't matter what your graphics are.
Well, no, that was good. That was good. I especially like how you were talking. You were talking about how we're calling each other all these names and stuff, and somewhere along the line, this was a really good point because somewhere along the line, people have either tried these systems, they've played these systems, they've done things on these systems, and actually enjoyed themselves, even though a lot of the times people don't want to admit it. In a public space, but a lot of these systems we all enjoyed at some point in our lives. So technically, we're all three already. So that was a good point.
I'm actually glad Tsunami stopped me. I'm actually getting mad about that. This whole console war bullshit just pisses me off so much.
I'm right there with you, man. But anyway, which is why it's a good question. What can we do? So anyway, you were awarded 2 points. Congratulations, Arch. That was good. Good round. And on to me, I guess. So same question to me. What do you think can be done to bring the gaming community back together again and bring back the perception of gaming as entertainment and something to be enjoyed? Well, okay. First thing that needs to be done, obviously, is we need to start going to these pro channels as gamers, and actually paying attention to what's going on, because we're letting a lot of the pro channels, a lot of the people say whatever they want to say, like whether it be misinformation, whether it be real information, whether it be, it doesn't matter. We just let them go wild, and there's a lot of misinformation being spread on a lot of the pro channels. So the first thing that would have to be done is we have to go and we have to see what's actually being said. Okay, and then we have to counteract that by being the positive force, by being the positive influence within the gaming community. When it comes right down to it, you have so many different people that want to be so many different things, and it's cool if you wanna game on whatever you want to game on. But if we're gonna fix this, it has to start from it has to start from like Tsunami said, where it starts with those bigger groups, like the PewDiePie groups, who are, of course he's got his bros, and then you've got the Angry Army, and then you've got all these different cliques and everything. These cliques have to accept the fact that we're all gamers at the end of the day. So we have to find a way to come to an understanding. Like, okay, you like Xbox? Okay, tell me about that. Let's have a discussion about why you like Xbox. Let's have a discussion, which is really rare to see these days in the gaming community. We need to have discussions between different types of gamers. And instead of just waving off games like, okay, well, why would you like those types of games? People like what they like. So you can't just wave off these certain types of games. You can't just wave off people's interests. You can't just wave off. You can, but at the end of the day, that doesn't help anything. Okay? At the end of the day, we're all gamers. So why do you like it personally? We have to start having discussions about this without getting upset. That's the main thing. We cannot get upset when someone discusses why they like Xbox, or why they like PlayStation, or why they like PC. We can't keep getting upset at each other. That's the main thing. We got to stop getting upset at each other when we have discussions about what's better or what's not, in my opinion. So, anyway. I don't know how well I did because I was just going on.
You got 2 good points.
4 points.
4 points? Really?
I counted 2. I counted 2.
Hey.
Hey.
Of course you did, Axel. That's why you aren't doing the point today.
I counted 4 because the Win and Zero said, people like what they like. We need to get discussions once again between why we like these certain things. And in the end of the day, it's not going to help anything. There's another point in there, which is the last thing he said. I forgot what it was, but before Tsunami called time. But that's the 4th point. 4 great points right there. And that's the perfect reason why we need to put a stop to this stupid console, because it's senseless. There's no point to it.
It's okay, Axel. You've got your time right now, dude. You got your time right now, man. No, it's all good. We're all friends here. We're good. We know each other. Come on, we game together. We do all this, which is why we probably work so well on this podcast.
I don't know you all. Who are you people?
Yeah, I don't know him either. No. Anyway, so to Axel.
I was drugged to be here.
Axel, this question was asked to us last week when you couldn't make it. No, I'm just playing. No, but this is to you, Axel. What do you think can be done to bring the gaming community back together again and bring back the perception of gaming as entertainment and something to be enjoyed?
All right. Well, I'm gonna save my personal opinion for my last point.
All right.
Me personally, nothing that's broken can't be fixed. It's cheesy. It's a cheesy line. I know. Shut up. Bear with it. Okay. Look, first, you have to. For everyone watching, you have to ask yourself, as an individual gamer, what tore us apart? What tore us apart from each other in the first place? I mean, like, when did it become all about who has the better platform, rather than enjoying new games, new worlds with a lot of great storylines to them? Okay. I mean, and this is my next point is a little bit funny. Okay, so if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Sure. When the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One came out, and with winter coming along, a side needed to be taken, even if people thought each other's side was the wrong side. Okay, and that with that big war or fight between the two, that might have divided us more than what we already were. But I don't think we can't come back together as a whole gaming community. Just ignore all the BS and the instigators. They just ignore them when they say or they give you like an attitude or sarcasm as when you tell them that you game on a specific system and why you like it. That's your personal choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But also how this all started. Picking which one was better, PS4 or Xbox 360. Just ask yourself who was responsible for the gaming community being broken apart in the first place. When did it officially become not about enjoying gaming anymore and having to pick what was better? When did it become transform from enjoying games to just a bidding war?
Yeah, that's a good point. Give him a point. That's a good point.
All right, look, in my opinion, Okay, as a community, we need to just take a moment and remember why we started playing video games in the first place. We need to remember what got you into your first video game and why you kept it as a hobby, or if you made it into a profession. Okay?
I say give him the point. Yeah.
All right, you were awarded 4 points. I especially liked when you were yeah, I especially like how you were talking about we have to figure out what tore us apart in the first place, because a lot of people don't really think about what tore us apart. They just think about, well, we're torn apart. So they don't actually look any deeper than the whole, console war face value. So that was a really, really good point. Axel, congratulations.
I wanted to add one more thing, but I didn't want it to sound like I was trying to throw like the first rock at something, because the point that I didn't make, which I was iffy about making it,
Okay.
was how to call it, was look, when I said you have to ask yourself as an individual gamer, like, who was responsible for being us broken and torn apart in the first place, like ourselves as individuals, or from us just going off of what Game Informer and all these places where we get our gaming information from,
Yeah.
who threw them? They're not really. I don't want to blame them, but sometimes bias does come on in these reviews.
Oh.
I do
Okay,
agree with
and
you on
it
that.
Yeah.
Can I
influ-
say something on that real quick before you
Yeah.
finish?
Go ahead.
You are right, and they definitely capitalized on all the wars and the different cliques that were going on side by side. However, we created the wars, unfortunately, as gamers.
Yeah. Tsunami's
The
right. We
entire
created the war.
community created the
We
war.
as gamers did create the war, but you know
Oh,
what?
you're absolutely right. We
They gave us
cannot
the
blame those
weapons.
guys.
We
They
can't blame him
didn't,
because you know
but they
what?
didn't give us the weapons. We started it. Like you said,
We
it all started with the whole my dad's bigger than your dad thing, except it was my PS4 is better than your
Genesis and Genesis
Xbox
and
One.
NES.
You know what I mean?
Genesis
And
does.
NES.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Do I get the
So
point for that or no?
no, I
no.
can't give you the point. No.
Well,
That was we
the
were
only
allowing you to make that point, but
the only reason I didn't no, the only reason I didn't say that is because I didn't want it to seem like I was like attacking anybody personally on your channel. I don't want to
No,
start
that's right.
anything
you
for
It's
you.
still
fine.
got 4 points, dude. You're
That
still
would
in
have
the lead.
that would have been my fifth point.
No, it's fine, Ski. I like that you made that point because you know what? It's true. I have to agree with both you and Tsunami. Yes, it is Game Informer, Polygon, all their fault, but it's also our fault because we're giving them the weapons to make these reviews, to give us this misinformation or this information that goes one-sided to a certain console. We're all at fault. The entire game
I
community is at
hate you
fault
all
for
for
the
making
console
this
war.
fucking this point because
Yeah, because
still
he
have
was
the turn to
probably
go,
thinking it.
you jackasses.
Okay, so Hatchet. I know. Yeah.
We forgot about the big guy.
Anyway, Hatchet. Same question to you. I apologize. I didn't realize they were taking your point. What
Suck it.
what do you think can be done to bring the gaming community back together again and bring back the perception of gaming as entertainment and something to be enjoyed?
Nothing whatsoever. Because it's a tale as old as time, as the old freaking Beauty and the Beast track goes. It's basically one of those things where when it back in the olden days it was my nation's greater than your nation. Then it was my horse is faster than your horse. My football team is better than your football team. My car is faster than your car. Everybody, as long as somebody's got a point of view, there's always going to be opposition. There's, in this day, in this conversation, it's console versus console. It's it's frame rate versus frame rate. Nobody's gonna be where it's all disinformation, all agree to disagree on this whole thing. And the what makes this worse is there's there's gaming competitions now where you got people head to head competing for prizes and money and fame and all that good stuff, and it's going to be a competitive thing no matter what. Even between friends, it's going to be a competitive thing. It's going to be oh dude, I got all these trophies. What do you got? Oh, I just got all these achievements on my game. What do you got?
That
You know,
sounds like somebody.
oh, I found yeah, but there's there'll be guys that'll go, hey, I found this thing in the game. Did you hear about this? Nobody's heard about it yet. Oh, check this out. I'm gonna show you what I found, and then later on it's gonna be the argument of who found the fucking cave in the middle of the BFE nowhere in a game. You know, it comes down to you cannot have extreme points of view playing video games. Everybody's going to argue no matter what you say. You can say Z. You showed me the video where they had two games side by side. One played on PC, one played on console, and they're arguing over which game had more blades of grass. I mean, it's one of those things where everybody's going to disagree about every little thing. So the only way this can ever be fixed is everybody to just shut up and play their games. And that's all I got to say.
Well,
Congratulations, Hatchet. I liked how you brought up the fact that there will always be opposition. There will always be opposing viewpoints between people in a competitive environment. I thought that was a really, really good point. And actually, back to your point, Skeeth, when you were talking about achievements, we don't make you feel bad about that, though. I mean, we say it in a joking way when we do that. We're not actually trying to be, like, oh, we're better than you. And that's the whole thing. That's the difference. That's the difference, though. Like, that's the difference. Okay?
I remember somebody rubbing their platinums in my face.
But I remember someone rubbing Bloodborne in my face when he beat it way quicker than I did. So
well, you said you were gonna beat it in like a week?
I know. I was completely mistaken on that.
I was calling you in your place.
See, there you go.
The only thing I can do.
But see, that's the thing. We're doing it in a joking manner. We're doing it in a fun way. We're not actually saying anybody in this panel is better than anybody else, and that's what this gaming community needs to get back to, I think.
Oh no, I know. What they don't know is that you came to my house.
Well,
you come to my house and then you rubbed your platinum trophy in my face.
I'm better than you, Zero. I'm better than you, Skeeth. I'm better than you, Tsunami. And I'm better than you, Hatchet. You all suck.
I don't think so, Arch. You are
Hatchet did have a good point, like about being rivals. I mean, like look at me and Ark. Like we in Destiny and Bloodborne, we've been rivals. Okay, because we were very good, and I don't know. I mean, Ark just called me his rival one, and he was like, "You are like my rival," and I felt I felt like a little bit like a compliment coming from that.
Well, yeah, but it's okay to have a rival. I mean, your rival, that doesn't mean you have to, like, hate your rival. Like, that doesn't mean you have to, you know what?
Then why do you hate me?
Honestly,
why do you hate me? Why do you hate me then?
My brother is my rival when it comes to those trophies, and he knows it. He knows he's my rival when it comes to those trophies, and he knows that I am his rival when it comes to those trophies, because he knows when I get a platinum, he's right there going, you know what, I need to get the next platinum, because that's, but it's a fun thing. It's not a...
Tsunami's there saying, I already got that platinum.
Hatchet is unrivaled.
See, and Hatchet is unrivaled in finding the weirdest crap in games, man. I mean, that dude can find anything in the game. I mean, no matter what glitch, no matter where it is, no matter what. I mean, that dude, yeah, he does that. All right, so on to the next question. All right, this is for you, Tsunami. Nintendo recently applied for a console with no disk drive. If NX was digital only, would you still be okay with that and be willing to buy it? And why?
No.
I like
I have to say about that. Digital only is an absolutely huge mistake. Yes. The computer does very well with digital sales. That's obvious. That's why they're still alive. However, the only reason why is because computer can be transferred anywhere. When it comes to consoles, you're not always going to have internet. There are families out there right now that cannot pay for internet. Okay, period, end of sentence. You have to pay for internet, then you got to pay for the game, then you got to pay for the console, then you got to pay for any additional controllers and stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. And there's going to be families out there that are absolutely no, when they could go and buy a Wii they could buy a Wii really cheap right now, or a Wii U, and buy as many games as they want, and their kids can play all day long, and they don't have to worry about going online and putting in their credit card number. And we all know that the systems store the credit card numbers now, and a lot of people have issues with that. So in reality, I would have to say that absolutely not. I mean, that for me, that would be a killer, because besides that, there's the ownership of the game too. Um, when you walk into GameStop, it's not just about, hey, I'm going into GameStop to buy a game. You go in and you're getting ownership of that game. That game is yours. You have the disc in your hand. I mean, you go and you put it in. You have that feeling of, man, I got this brand new game that I'm putting into my tray. This is mine. Nobody else's. You know what I mean? True, the download is yours. It's nobody else's. It goes to your account. However, you can't trade that back in. It's not a physical thing that you can have. So that's all I got to say. That's my time.
Well, that was good. You had three good points. I especially like the credit card thing, because a lot of people don't realize that when you're going digital and you're doing the credit card thing, the way viruses are now, the way all these companies are getting hacked like crazy, that is a very, very dangerous proposition, to have to do that. So that makes really good sense. All right. So you were awarded 3 points. Congratulations, Tsunami. Man, this is a very good. This is a very, very tight competition today, dude. Dang. Okay. All right. Next is Arch. Arch, are you there, bro? Same question.
Yeah.
Nintendo recently applied for a console with no disc drive. If NX was digital only, would you be okay with that? And would you still buy it? Why or why not?
Hell no. No. This refers back to the same time we talked about the cloud computing last week. What happens if that gets hacked or it gets corrupted? All that information we have stored up in there is lost, including our credit card information. If the NX does end up becoming digital only, so many people are going to be infuriated if Nintendo's cloud gets hacked and all their credit card information released, and when they try to get it back, the damage is done. It's already too late. They've probably gone in debt. They'll go bankrupt and they'll get identity theft, which is a huge thing right now, because a lot of people are getting their identity stolen nowadays. And another thing too, if it's the digital only, it works if the system will still allow you to buy disc-based games, like PS4 and Xbox and the PC. They have Steam, we have the stores, and we have the Xbox Marketplace. But we can still buy the games disc-based if we want them to be safe on our memory and on our money. If the NX is purely digital and the game comes out to be crap, how the hell are we going to return for our money back? And also just it really makes you spend more money, because you're going to be buying all these digital games, and we all know that buying digital games actually kills a system's hard drive. You're going to be spending more and more money just to get like a 2 terabyte, a 3 terabyte, or maybe even up to a 7 terabyte hard drive, just to have enough memory to store all your games in there. So it's bad that we could get identity theft. It's bad that it's not very viable, and it's also bad that we're going to be spending more money keeping up with the games than what we're actually paying for the games themselves, and the system itself for that matter too. And that's pretty much all I got.
You were actually awarded 4 points. 3 points. 3 points. 3 points.
I counted 4 points.
No, that's what I thought too. But then he rang it again. I was like, he didn't ring the bell loud enough.
Yeah, no, I didn't ring it loud enough. Yeah, that's it was just the 3.
Okay.
But you were awarded 3 points that round. You're actually doing really, really good. You're actually tied with me, so you're doing really, really good this week there, Arch. I especially like the point that you brought up, how you're going to end up paying more in the long run, because you aren't really paying for anything plastic. You aren't paying for anything physical. So you're actually technically paying more for just lease, which is technically what you're doing too with the disc space, but it's a little different. So yeah, I like the point you brought up when it comes to that. So congratulations, George. I guess it's up to
Yay.
me.
No, just give up already.
I should. I'm not doing very well.
Yes.
But okay, let's see. All right. So same question to me. Nintendo recently applied for the console with no disc drive. If NX was digital only, would you be okay with that? And would you buy it? Why or why not? Okay. I'm torn on this because Nintendo games, if it's the only place to get Nintendo games in the future, you're kind of stuck. You have to. Because they're the only ones that make those types of games. They're the only ones that have those types of platformers or those characters that we all grew up and we loved. So in terms of nostalgia, it'll be the only place where you can go to get it. So that would be what sells me, okay, is if they have all their old franchises. It would really depend on how many of their old franchises they put on the NX. But, back to the disc base, the reason why I would have an issue with it is because that's part of the game, right? I mean, you look at these YouTubers, you look at all these YouTubers out here, they have these giant libraries. Showing off your library is part of the fun. It's part of the gaming experience. It's part of the gaming culture. So you no longer have those. So what are you going to do? Show digital, just digital labels? For each thing. Yeah, that's going to be really, really good. Hey, look at all these games I got, all these digital apps, You lose that whole experience. And then digital only, you got to start thinking, that means all those experiences that we have, where in terms of the games, in terms of the strategy guides, in terms of a lot of the other things that we do, they're all gone. Everything that we had in this culture will be gone in terms of physical. So I think that's where it really, really has a problem. And I'm echoing.
Tsunami.
No, you're not echoing.
But anyway.
No, you're not.
So anyway, that's where I really, really have a problem. Is that particular thing? Is losing the fact that we no longer have those disc-based games. Not only that, of course, there's the credit card. With all the viruses and all the hacking and all the things that are going on, it's really not a smart thing to do digital only, even in a closed system like Nintendo would have. But yeah, so that's my time.
3 points.
How did I do? Huh?
3 points.
3? 3.
10.
It's 3.0. 3 points.
3 points. I got you. 3 points. 3
Okay.
points.
3
Yes!
plus 10 is
Yes!
13.
As long as I beat Axel, I'm good. No, I'm kidding. I'm just playing.
I thought you were getting a little annoyed because you were very, very quiet though when I said 3 points. Like I thought you felt like I cheated you or something.
Oh no. I couldn't hear you.
Ah, okay.
I couldn't hear you. That's
No,
I was like,
3 points.
really low, dude.
But the points that I like that you made were the first two when you said that showing a collection stack of games, the disc-based games, the physical copy, that's part of being a gamer. You show those off because you know what? I play those. I own those. I have them because I love them. And then I also love when you mentioned that. So if you're gonna be pure digital, what are you gonna show your files? That really doesn't hold any significance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It really doesn't have the same effect.
It doesn't.
All right. So 3 points. Congratulations to me. And I guess we're moving on to. We're gonna skip Axel this round. No, I'm kidding. All right, Axel.
Yes. Axel cannot be here at the moment. He has explosive diarrhea.
All
He'll
right,
be back later.
No.
Axel. Same question to you. Nintendo recently applied for a console with no disc drive. If NX was digital only, would you be okay with that? And would you buy it, and why or why not?
Well, I mean, I'm a bit on the fence here. I don't know if I can say yes or if I can say no 100%. I mean, look, it does sound interesting, okay? I mean, it would definitely, something like that would be a totally new direction, which isn't always a bad thing, But, especially for Nintendo. But what I would want to know is how they would market it towards us. What would they have it to offer? And I'm assuming, old games and new games will only be digital downloads. The only downside to having a digital download, like the rest of you said, but not in the words that I'm going to say, is the pride of ownership. Okay, having these games, going to GameStop and buying them, and having the hard copy. Okay, they're not just there's not just like something you can put on a wall or put in a bookcase or something, just like show it off. Like, oh, I have these games. They're your memories of this game in a physical, tangible form. All right. Um, Also, I might buy it, just because, I'm for all of us, not just me, Nintendo was my first gaming system I ever had, so I am a loyal Nintendo fan, regardless of the hardships that they've had, the few bumps in the road that they've had along their progression. Okay, I mean, I would give it a chance. To be fair, I would give it a chance. As a gamer, I'm very fair, so I would give it a chance. Um, but I mean, it also raises the question: does this mean that the new Nintendo, is it going to be considered a PC system, the first PC system that's not really like a computer, in only the terms of just having digital downloads and being completely digital? Because if you're not going to have something that has a disk drive in it, then you have to make sure that the servers are 100% secure. Okay, there has to go a lot of work into. I'll finish this thought and then I'm done. A lot of work into making sure that there's no fraud, there's no theft, and even if if something does happen, something does hack the Nintendo server, which this new system would be on, does that mean we are not only frauded, we lose our personal debit card or credit card information, but do we also lose our game data? I mean, is that a risk that gamers are willing to take on this new system? Is that a risk that Nintendo is willing to take on a gaming platform?
Okay. All right. I like the last point you made about it being a risk, not only losing the credit card, but also losing the data and everything that you have. I also like the fact that you were talking about how it's a memory that you have. It's not only something to just show off, but it's a memory that you have that you can place, and it's there. It's physical. It's a memory that you will always have, and as long as you have that case, you're going to go back to that memory.
Yeah, man. Like, let me throw a little quick example. Who here still has Golden Knight 007 for the 64?
Well, we lost all our Nintendo stuff. Our Nintendo stuff got pawned.
Somewhere in
we're
the
not.
somewhere in the bowels of my basement.
I'm not gonna
But
talk about that time in my life.
no, but you guys have owned it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So isn't it like a fun memory? Thinking back of all the times when the game was starting, you have to blow air into the system and the cartridge just to get it to work, and when you did, you felt happy.
Yeah.
I think you're just happy about blowing anything, really.
Shut up.
Well, I was gonna make a joke about that too. I was gonna say, like, there's no hole for the disc to go. I mean, what kind of world is it coming to? Well, we don't have a hole anymore. Okay?
But
Even if you are a straight or gay gamer, you still need a hole.
yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh,
Okay. All right.
All right. Moving on.
Alright.
Moving on. Hatchet,
Let's,
same question to you.
let's just hope we don't get red flags for this.
Nintendo recently applied for a console with no disc drive. If NX was digital only, would you be okay with that? And would you buy it? Why or why not?
Yeah, it's one of those 50-50 things. I mean, you would have to have some amazing titles. You would have to have something out there that would draw, because honestly, I'm over Mario freaking Stardust Gold 112 edition. I'd rather find something that is the next big thing in gaming. One of the things though that you guys covered just about everything on this, but I mean just solid memory. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong between your console crashing, your loss of memory, just on a hardware standpoint, all that goes down. I mean, the only way you're going to be able to keep up with any of that is with a cloud backup, and even with cloud backup, that's even kind of there could be some problems on that front. The I mean, there's just so many different things that just scream headache. I mean, the only way I could see this working out is, you know, if there was a way to have like a disc, like not like a CD drive, but like an SD drive or a place to plug in an external memory unit to back up your game saves. I mean, that would be probably the only way that could possibly work. But then again, like you guys have all touched on, it you kind of lose that feeling, trying to show off the games, when you're just scrolling down on a list going, yeah, look what I got. Yeah, see all these titles? Like, it's just like scrolling down like IMDb lists, or it just loses its impact. It's not all that great. But like I said, if they had amazing titles, if there was something or like something to look forward to, then I'd be totally on board.
All right. Well, Hatchet, you got 3 points on that. Congratulations. I liked your SD card point that you made. I liked the fact that there would have to be some external hard drive and everything to actually back up your data for you to be really interested in it, because no one wants to lose their data, no one wants to lose their game saves, no one wants to all the work. I mean, as an achievement hunter, you know how pissed I would be if I got 100% on like 10 of those games and then lost all of it because the data got corrupted or something. That would just frustrate the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So,
How pissed he'd be if he lost his platinums because it says the data is corrupt.
oh my gosh, dude, I would be so livid. So livid.
See, we'd be walking into the freaking corporate office with a bomb strapped to his chest. Give them back.
Alrighty, all right. This has been a great discussion, and it's down to the wire. Last round, we have Axel ahead of everybody. Looks like Hatchet and Tsunami by 2 points. He's ahead of me by 3, and Arch, you're kind of tailing in the back again. But you know what? Hey, everyone's a winner here.
Right.
Alrighty, guys.
Silence. The
On to
silence.
the final question. The final
I'll
question.
punch him for you, Arch. Don't worry about it.
Arch knows I'm just playing with him. He's better than me at Call of Duty and every other first-person shooter game, so I think it's fair. It's fair to mess with him because he messed with me all day on the beta. All right, so let's see. Last question to you, Tsunami. With Xbox putting out blockbuster franchises like Halo, Gears, and Forza this holiday, does Sony have any chance this holiday at all to keep selling as well as it is?
What?
Do they have any chance at all to keep selling as well as it is, or are they going to take a dive? Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a fair question.
I guess it's a fair question. Okay.
Use that Judai Knight fucking bullshit.
Absolutely. I don't even know why this question's even being asked. Sony's gonna make its sales, and so is Xbox, and that's pretty much the end of the whole scenario. And that's going back to the fanboy thing yet again. You have the people that are absolutely diehard Halo and Forza and all of them fans, and then you got people on the other side for PlayStation, and they're going to be buying all these games. See, PlayStation is releasing most of their titles before Christmas, and then they're releasing them directly after Christmas. People don't even realize they're hitting the low periods. They don't care about Christmas anymore. I've noticed PlayStation they aren't even releasing any of their personal titles or their ownership titles. The ones that are going to be their big names are all coming out either before or after Christmas. So, and people aren't even paying attention to that, and they're doing that on purpose. They are actually getting more sales doing it that way than trying to compete with everybody at Christmas time. That's ridiculous, and it's probably one of the smartest business tactics anybody could have. Xbox is still going after Christmas along with Nintendo and everybody else, and they're all going to make their money regardless because they all have their fan bases. So to say that one system's going to do better than the other is retarded. PlayStation is leading, but as far as actual game sales, Xbox has still got a solid base. They are still doing very well, and that's pretty much all I got to say. The Christmas season's gonna probably go to Xbox, but Sony's gonna hit right back right afterwards. And right now they have 3 games coming out within the next 3 months. So that's it.
Damn, he stepped up his game right here. God damn.
That's because he see Hatchet knew I was gonna hit the business side on this.
Yeah, I already knew that.
Old
Jewish
So,
mindset
okay.
kicking in.
So that's 3 points for you. I especially
counted
like how
4.
you were talking. No,
I heard 4 too.
you
I
had.
heard 4.
Oh yeah, yeah. You did have 4.
Cheater!
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Cheater!
But
kidding me?
well, I'm doing tallies. I'm doing tallies, dude. I especially like the point that you made where you were talking about them not being interested in the holiday season. They're more interested in releasing their games when they decide to release them rather than just concentrating on only the holiday season. That was actually a really good point to make. So, yeah, congratulations, Tsunami. You were awarded 4 points that round. And we are moving on to Arch. Arch, same question. With Xbox putting out blockbuster franchises like Halo, Gears, and Forza this holiday, does Sony have any chance this holiday at all to keep selling as well as it is?
Actually, no, they do not because that's what they choose to do so. Like, I may not be business savvy like your brother, but I do know how Sony tends to sell their video games because I've actually been a part of that because I've gone and go bought some of their exclusives after the holiday season. Perfect example, The Last of Us was released in like February of 2013, I believe. That's already a month. That's 2 months already. That's a month already after Christmas, and it was one of the best-selling first-party exclusives in Sony's arsenal. And then we also have Infamous Second Son. The game was a little lackluster to some people, but it was still a hard-hitting seller. And then we also have what's another game that they released that was an exclusive
Bloodborne
right
was
after
released
Christmas?
in March.
Thank you. Bloodborne was released in March. Definitely way past Christmas. Because Sony knows that during Christmas, they're probably not going to win on business sales because everybody's going to go for the consoles that the majority of players have, which is the Xbox One. And I'm not throwing shots here, but the reason why they get it is because they feel like the Xbox is a superior console, which it is an entertainment, but when it comes to gaming, no, it's not. Sony has that hands down. They have third party partnership. There are so many indie games released, like Rocket League, Spelunky, the there's some other indie games out there, but that I can't think of right now. But they have so many third-party partnerships. They have first-party exclusives such as Bloodborne, which I'm pretty sure is going to be a contender for Game of the Year at the VGAs this year. Why? Because they make so much sales after Christmas because people get bored playing that game after the holidays. They play that game for months on end until a new one is released, which is like months later. Like, say they release Halo 5 this Christmas. They have to wait till June to get another Xbox exclusive game, like another Gears of War. While Sony relaxes in Christmas, they enjoy it, they go with their families, and then boom, they're back out there, no market sales, kicking the competition's ass with these great games that they own, that they make, that they produce, they develop, they publish. You wanna know why? Because they're smart when it comes to business. They are smart. They are the devil's advocate when it comes to business. They appeal to the people's problems of being bored after they've played the holiday Christmas. After they play their holiday Christmas present.
Well, that wasn't a bad round. You did get 2. You did get 2 points on that. I especially liked when you were talking about how the people get bored. People get bored with it, and they keep it allows them to get that in between times. Sony's hitting those in between times. I really like the point that you made there. So that was good. That was a good round. All right, I guess it's me.
Doorbell.
I guess it is me. All right. So the question is to me: with Xbox putting out blockbuster franchises like Halo, Gears, and Forza this holiday, does Sony have any chance this holiday at all to keep selling as well as it is? Now, I say yes, and I don't think it's going to outsell Xbox, but I think it is going to be pretty close. And there's a very simple reason with this. They are putting out a Star Wars bundle with a limited edition Star Wars console. They're putting out a limited edition Battlefront console. Which is the same thing, but they're putting out that Star Wars console. They're putting out the Last of Us bundle. They have all these different consoles. The Metal Gear Solid limited edition console. So even though they may not have the best exclusives, because I got to give it to Xbox the end of this year. They do have the best exclusives coming out at the end of this year. They're big heavy hitters. But PlayStation has their Star Wars bundles. They have their Metal Gear Solid bundles. They have their own franchises in terms of you have Dragon Quest Heroes. You have Until Dawn. You have a lot of third-party exclusives that are going to be only on PC and PlayStation. So not only do you have the bundles, you have the other stuff too. So they have a lot of stuff to give in terms of making sure that their fan base is taken care of. And I think that's all Sony's concerned with, is making sure that their fan base is taken care of while picking up some from, because everyone's going to love that Star Wars bundle. That Star Wars bundle is going to sell out like hotcakes. You're going to have that Metal Gear Solid. I already know a few people who want that. That's what it's all about. Is they're coming up with ways to sell the console not only from their exclusives but from other places. They don't have to only use their exclusives to sell the console, and I think that's their biggest strength, is the fact that it's not just the exclusives, even though they have a long list of exclusives. If you want to talk about variety, they just have more games in terms of more. But of course, Xbox still has the heavy blockbusters coming out this holiday season. So I do believe that Xbox is going to win the holiday season, but I also believe that PlayStation is going to keep their
Time zero.
sales. All right, how many?
Even
You
Axel's
got three.
laughing
You
at
got
that.
3 points. You got 3 points.
3 points. I'm out. Actually, we got one more round. What am I talking about? We got one more round.
Dude.
I'm out of it.
Out of it. I especially like the point that you said that even though you admitted that Sony will face a bit of a defeat on the holiday season, and they have the bundles there, I'm pretty sure that Skeef is gonna buy that Metal Gear bundle without a doubt.
It allows you. See, they're finding ways to customize the systems.
I'm ready. I'm getting geared up right now.
All right, Axel. Axel, same question to you. With Xbox putting out blockbuster franchises like Halo, Gears, and Forza this holiday, does Sony have any chance this holiday at all to keep selling as well as it is?
All right, look, yes, it's true. Xbox is coming out with a lot of their greatest hits this holiday. Okay, they have Halo 5 Guardians, they got Forza, they got Gears of War, etc. And these are games that I've loved playing them. One, when I had the Xbox 360, they were great then, and I'm sure they're gonna be great now, no doubt. Okay. And my second point, of course, Sony will be selling as well as they do now. Why? Because Sony has already had a head start already since the PS4 and Xbox One went on sale. PS4 is already in the lead. Okay. Not to say Microsoft has been doing bad or horrible, because it's not. It's just not. Okay. They've just been lagging behind a bit, but they are catching. This holiday season is their time to catch up to Sony. Okay, which Sony will still lead ahead by a few couple million. Few couple million. But it's not like Sony gamers will be twiddling our thumbs this holiday season. We're getting a lot of great games. Okay, we have a big We have the big Destiny DLC expansion coming out next month in 3 weeks. Okay, we have Fallout 4. Plus, for Bloodborne, which is the PS4 exclusive, we have DLC coming to that this fall,
Hooray!
early spring. Okay, we also have Fallout 4. Okay, we have Uncharted 4, Thieves End.
Twice.
We got Metal Gear Solid 5. Okay, and also we got Until Dawn coming out this coming week. Okay, we have a lot of games coming up before the holidays are even here. Okay, and who knows? In the coming months, we'll most likely get even more games for the holiday season, or even bundle packages. I mean, in the winter for holiday sales, Sony might bundle together, like Bloodborne and Destiny if you buy a PS4, and the prices for the PS4 may even go down for holiday sales. So I can't say certainty that Microsoft will be doing better. Also, the last point that I want to make is that this is just. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't want to make it sound like a race, but you know what? In the end, it really is just the way gamers are seeing it is just a race. If Microsoft is going to be selling more than PlayStation, this, like everyone has stated, Sony can just not relax completely. Okay, but the race is like the tortoise and the hare. Sony right now is the hare. They got a good distance on Microsoft. So now maybe they can stop for a soda, and they can just, scuttle. They can strut their way to the finish line.
Well, okay, so you were
So you're gonna
awarded.
lose at the end.
Four.
You're awarded 3.
Yeah, you were awarded 3 points that round. You did well, though. You did
Wait,
well.
did you said negative 3 points? Cool.
I especially like
I still
You
can't
know what, I
believe
just
you made
lost
that
my-
fucking
my-
reference.
Wait, what?
I can't believe you made that fucking reference to the tortoise and the
You know what?
hare.
No,
Oh my
I'm sorry.
god.
It's the nicest thing I could say. I'm not going to be the first one to throw shots across the table at Microsoft or Sony. Okay, I'm going to use a neutral. It's a neutral scenario. It's something where
It is.
neither is the winner or is the loser. Just because even if I'm calling Microsoft the tortoise, okay, slow and steady does win the race. So Sony could have a fumble. Who's not to say that they can't have a fumble in the future?
Yeah, I especially liked where you brought up the fact that they could drop the price of the PS4, which would already make it even more appealing to the masses. Even with the lead that they have, they could drop it, and if they decided to do that, it would help them out a lot too. So I really like that point that you made. All right, we're on Hatchet. Hatchet. Same question. With Xbox putting out blockbuster franchises like Halo, Gears, and Forza this holiday, does Sony have any chance this holiday at all to keep selling as well as it is?
There's always a chance. I mean, even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while. The blind squirrel gets a nut, gets a fucking point. All right, but they've got titles coming out that people are looking forward to. Believe it or not, I mean, there's a Hitman title coming out in December. The Tom Clancy game coming out. What was that called?
Rainbow Six.
Siege?
Siege, that's be the name. Yeah, Siege is coming out. Yeah, I mean, the wannabe armchair spec warriors who want to be out there shooting terrorists and stuff get to play, the Tom Clancy game coming out in December. There's always something coming out for somebody somewhere sometime, and Axel put it best. I mean, they have a lot of titles that are coming out before the holiday season, and there's a lot of people who procrastinate. They tend to wait and see what their friends say about titles. There's a lot of people that will wait and see, was that a good game? If my buddy likes it, I like it. Okay, well then I'll go out and buy it. And they'll tend to wait like a month before they go out and get it. I mean, there's always those last minute buyers. There's I know there's going to be like a racing game coming out in December. There's a lot of titles that haven't even been announced yet. There's a lot of I know a lot of gamers get up in arms when you say indie titles. it's like yelling fire in a freaking building. But you say indie titles are coming out all the time for the freaking PS4, and those can help in the long run too with their sales. I mean, there's so many different avenues. There's always new accessories. There's always, and on top of that, there's always accidents happening. So you got, replacement parts and replacement equipment and such.
Well, that was actually a good round for you, Hatchet. You pulled 3. You pulled 3 points out of that. I especially like where you were talking about the indies. How a lot of people they like to talk crap about the indies, but the indies have been helping sell that. I realize that a lot of people personally may not like the indies, especially when it comes to the more popular crowd that are into the AAA titles. But the indies collectively do help sell the console, and that's a big selling point, which is why Microsoft, if you've noticed, has also been starting to really promote its ID at Xbox because of the power these indie games have, because they still have the creativity to do what they want to do with the games.
And it's Need for Speed coming in November.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the thing with the name.
So you did get 3 points. All right. So do we have a question from the audience? Whoever's watching, does anybody have that
Is
up?
anybody even watching?
Yeah, there's people watching. There's people watching, right? I hope so.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're supposed to be.
I just hear Hatchet
What do
again.
you two would know?
Yeah, Mr. Kickshawbrothers. What does the matter with you people? What kind of an organization is this?
Is there anybody still watching that would like us to answer a question?
Let me load up Google Plus. See what I find.
Go ahead and put your question.
Let's see what I got.
They're like, you got all these jackasses, a squiggly faced guy, you got Captain Devil Face over there, random cartoon
blood
crap all over his face.
No, we've got a couple. We've got I'm seeing a couple watching right now. Yeah, it says we got 8 watching right now. We've got Wolf Low, and we've got there's us, and then there's
We got Mom.
Is there anybody who has a question? Okay, hold on. We got one. Okay, for the 6th round, it says, do you think physical games will become classic collector's items like VHS cassettes or 8-tracks and increase in value in the future? That's a good question.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a really good question, actually. All right, so I'm gonna have to actually pull this back up because Okay, so the question is, this is to you, Tsunami. Do you think physical games will become classic collector's items like VHS, cassettes, or 8-tracks and increase in value in the future? Why
Absolutely.
or why not?
Absolutely. And the reason why I say that is because I already know, because I collect. As a matter of fact, I have a game called Kudelka right now that is worth about $400 for the strategy guide and the game together. And all you really got to do is look on eBay. If you look on eBay, any kind of already wrapped Final Fantasy VII, if it's still wrapped and it's Final Fantasy VII, I've seen it go for as much as $1,200. So consistently, people are looking for stuff like that. And right now, it's a sleeper. It's not something that people are actually putting their hands on for the future, because 20 years down the line, the ones right now that are the most popular are old Nintendo cartridges, things of that nature. Atari stuff is super popular and expensive to get your hands on. The 20, 30-year-old stuff right now, that's the stuff that's the expensive stuff right now. But as the future progresses, that's going to continue into N64, which actually N64 is starting to become a popular thing also on eBay. But it's going to progress even farther into PlayStation and into Xbox, and eventually it'll be up to Xbox 360 and stuff. We probably won't see that until we're like 60 or 70 years old, but you could be a very wealthy 60 or 70-year-old man if you got a couple consoles and a bunch of games that you don't, mind selling off.
Console?
So bolstering your collection is actually a great idea. I would personally, and I do think that they are going to be considered highly valuable and highly collectible in the years to come.
All right. You were awarded 3 points that
You
round.
calling us old, Tsunami?
You were awarded 3 points that round. I especially liked where you were talking about the eBay thing. You know, you can really gauge what games are worth when you go to like different, eBay and different places where they sell games.
Amazon, right.
Amazon, stuff like that. They actually show you the value of those games, because there's a lot of games that you can't actually get anymore. You know, if you look back on, NES days or even back on the Atari days, that you just can't get your hands on because the collectors are all holding on to the copies that are left. So that was a really, really good point. All right, Arch.
I wanna.
It's the same question to you. Do you think physical games will become classic collector's items like VHS, cassettes, or 8-tracks and increase in value in the future?
Absolutely. Let me tell you a little story.
Okay.
When I was
I
younger,
love your stories, Arch. Love your stories. Let's do this.
Can I make some popcorn?
Oh, I'm serious. When I was younger, I played Conker's Bad Fur Day for the 64. And then, me and my brothers tried to find it back a couple of years ago. We found it on eBay for about $400 to $500. And we're just like, oh, hell no, we should have just kept them when we had it. So, yeah, definitely. Physical games will be increased in value. They'll become a collector's edition. It's like if you tell these guys with their classic muscle cars, they'll tell you how much money they put into it, and then they'll tell you how much the actual price is now it's all fixed up. And it's expensive. But it's also because it's a hobby that we do. We collect these games because we love them, and we can't let go of them because we want to keep them. Like, I know if I had a copy of Final Fantasy VII still in its package and I put that thing on eBay, I'd probably get a bid for about $1,200 or more, like your brother said. If I had a cartridge of Conker's Bad Fur Day still in the box that it came in, I'd probably get that for about $700 as well. So basically, with all these games that we collect, we're already sitting on a gold mine, but we're also sitting on our memories. If we played these games first just because we wanted to have fun, but now that when we look back to it, we look at all the memories that we created with these games. The memories of playing competitive multiplayer with 007, or getting into a fight with your friends and family over Mario Party, or the first time you saw Conker use a frying pan to beat the gargoyle off of the bridge.
I'm going to give you a point just because I like this story.
You do.
So, you see, I don't know, it's just, it would be fun to collect these games just for money, but the reason why we collect them is because of the memories that we hold very dear to us. That's basically our second life, our second reality that we witness.
Well, that was a really good story there. I actually awarded you 2 points. One for it being such a great story, and the fact that you hit on the fact that we love these games. This isn't just for, eventually everything becomes a collector's item, but...
Hold on. You know that my story ended after I said that Conker's Bad Fur Day was about $400 to $500.
Well, it was a good thing to give a point to. I gave a point to you because I just liked what you were saying. Okay, let's put it that way. I just liked what you were saying. I like the fact that you hit on the fact that we love these games. We're not just collectors of these games. We actually love the games because they are our memories. They are the games that we. So it was a great point. I had to give you a point for that because that was just, very, very inspirational. I'm sure, a lot of people watching thought that was really inspirational too. It was a good job. So even though you are nowhere near winning, you probably had the best words of wisdom tonight out of all of us. So congratulations on that, Arch.
What?
I am going to kill you.
Did you miss
Just for saying
the community being torn apart.
I didn't say you didn't have a good one too. I was just pointing out that his just, his was
You
just.
gotta clap for yours already. Let Ark enjoy
Alright.
his, you big
Steve,
jerk.
Steve,
Yeah,
Steve,
let the
Steve,
loser
Steve,
bask in the load.
Steve.
Oh, dude.
Basically, what
Hatchet,
they're saying. Basically, what they're saying is that you suck.
No, that's not what we're saying. We're not saying you suck. We are actually happy to have you on this show. We like you
Just
on this
go
show. You
with
add
it.
a dynamic to this show. We enjoy
Just
you.
go with it. It's just
Exactly.
a
Just go.
joke.
All right, it's the whiskey making me kind of snappy.
Oh, all right. All right, so I
Alright.
guess it's up to me. I guess
Yes,
let me read the
I'm going.
question.
I'm
Okay.
going to
All right. Do you think physical games will become classic collector's items like VHS cassettes or 8-tracks and increase in value in the future? Okay, so I'm going to hit on something that I don't think a lot of people have hit on. I think certain games will increase in revenue in the future because there are some games you just don't want to see again, So when it comes to those games, they aren't going to increase in value. But when you talk about games that are meaningful, like your Final Fantasies or the ones that were really, really big in popularity, like a lot of people don't realize, that remake's coming out. You got Final Fantasy VII remake, you got a Resident Evil 2 remake, you got a lot of these remakes coming out. And though me personally, I'm not a fan of remakes, the reason why remakes are coming out is because they're so well liked. And it's those games, especially the original ones in the original copies, it's those games that are going to increase in value. When it comes to games that are just off the wall out there, there's not very many, but the games that, one, you cannot find anymore, and two, the games that are very important to people and have a huge following, those are going to increase. Not only that, every art increases in terms of collectability. Like every art, video games are starting to be seen as art. They're starting to be criticized as art. They're starting to be criticized as these things, So any art is always going to increase as the years progress. So the more the years progress, you're going to see the art form, start having more money for certain titles, because that's what it is right now. It is a art form. So a lot of these are collectibles. I recommend just collecting everything, and a lot of VHSs aren't actually overly expensive right now either. It just depends on the title, I think. And I just wanted to make that point for sure because I really have no opportunity to win this one, but I wanted to nail that in, that it just depends on the titles. But yeah, I do believe that eventually, as with anything, they will become collector's items and they will be a must-have, depending on the games that are out there. So and the amount of them, it also depends on how many of them were made, because a lot of the collection value is determined by how many units were actually out in the public.
Time.
Hey, I stopped on time that time, and he's still yelling time at me. No, okay, how many?
3 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, awesome. I'll take it. Yes, thank you.
I was forgiven. I forgave you on the last one. I wasn't gonna count as a point. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll give some.
Well, it is what it is. We got to give points where we got to do what we got to do. All right, Axel might not like it though. No, he wants to dominate everybody. No, all right, Axel.
Well, he's already losing on the season, so I mean.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's got to play catch up. Yeah.
Like Sony.
Ha!
Don't worry. Like
All
Sony.
right. Anyway, Axel, to you. Do you think physical games will become classic collector's items like VHS, cassettes, or 8-tracks and increase in value in the future?
I mean, me personally, I think games and game systems, consoles, will be collectibles in the future, like VHSs and 8-track tapes. Even us gamers, we're here watching the future of gaming, of the gaming industry progress, more and more. I mean, one day we'll be telling our kids, well, do you remember when we had the Nintendo 64? We had the graphics we had with like cubes or freaking particles and shit. Okay,
Pixels,
we
polygons.
had pixels. Okay, we had like a square
Pixels.
Mario face and Princess Peach being kidnapped every other week by a turtle. Okay, but I mean, you also have to remember the arcade games. Okay, they are collectibles now to us. Mortal Kombat was. I remember growing up, it was an arcade game. Okay, I would go to when I'd go to get a slice of pizza, it would be right there, and there would always be a line because everybody wanted to play this game. Now they've remade it for the different for the different consoles, for PS4, for Xbox 360, and for the Xbox One. Okay, they're still collectibles. The originals is something worth keeping because you want to see how far we've come. Okay, you want to see how far we've come as a gaming industry. You want to see how far you've come as a gamer. Okay, and it really we're gonna be part of history. You know, even one day we're gonna become collectibles too. Okay, the people that were the first to play the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and people in the future may look back on us and say, "Oh, look how obsolete they were when they thought they had technology at its peak."
I'm gonna give a point to that too.
Okay, so I mean, yes, without a doubt, games and systems will
Time.
become collectibles in the near future, hands down, no questions asked.
I especially like the point that you made about the arcades because that was a really good point you made when our arcade games have already become collectibles. So why wouldn't their successors become collectibles as well? That was a really, really good point. All right. So the final contestant for the night and the final question for the night, Hatchet.
Was that 4 or 5?
You were awarded 4 points. And you pulled ahead. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But so you were awarded 4 points that round. Congratulations. And Hatchet, the last question is to you. Do you think physical games will become classic collector's items like VHS cassettes or 8 tracks and increase in value in the future?
What I think is funny is the fact that I'm listening to friggin' Axel's answer, and he's with N64, and my starting console was the Atari, and you want to talk about blocks? You couldn't even they didn't even look like animals. It was just squares, and it was like Tetris figures with arms and legs. It was horrible. And even now, I look back at that, and there's nostalgia. There's a lot of good feelings behind it. Holding the little joystick with the red button, or the Pong paddles with the knob. It's one of those things where that basically just dated myself right there. But it's one of those things where these things will always increase in value as long as there's a market. And it's not just the stuff that's in cases, the stuff that's saran wrapped, factory sealed and all that. Dude, people collect the games that have defects, the games that have weird things to them that most people wouldn't even think of. I mean, I had a copy of San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that had the glitch where you can do the hot coffee mini game. And dude, I sold that for a grip, and it's amazing the kind of stuff that comes out. These weird games that have been recalled, and people are like, oh, it's been recalled, so that makes it extraordinarily valuable. And you never know where the value is. It depends on the person. The timing, how everything comes together with all that. And it does. And most people are naming off these well-known games. If there's games out there that are cult classics, kind of like with horror films and that sort of thing. They're people are looking for these underground hit games.
Well, you definitely brought it on strong there at the end there, Hatchet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Notice how I don't take time for anybody else except Zero.
You were awarded 4 points that round, and I especially like the point where you were talking about as long as there's a market for it, there will always be, they will always become collectibles as long as people still remember them, and as long as people still have a desire to buy them.
Your brother's the time.
Huh?
Your brother's the time.
Yeah.
So stop.
Oh, I know. He said.
He's messing with you too.
Oh, I was like, what? What are you talking about? I was. Yeah, I was.
He's so stuttery. He got so mind-fucked right now that he's just stuttering.
Yeah, you confused the hell out of me, dude. I was like, what? Do I have to stop? What happened? Do I got to stop the broadcast right quick, or what? I was about to hit the stop button.
You know what?
Oh man.
I didn't care about
Who's got the
winning.
clappers? Who's got the clap hands?
I do.
Hey,
All right, the clap hands. The winner of this week is.
Hatchet.
No, it's actually Axel.
it's actually Axel.
Yes.
I call for a recount. Start all over again.
Fuck that. I ain't going through another hour of this shit.
You know what? I will do a recount after, when I'm listening to the podcast again. But yeah, Axel did come with a lot of great points, and I think he had a chip on his shoulder coming in today.
Oh yeah, because we gave him the fucking information.
No, I mean, look.
And actually,
I brought up a lot of
Tsunami.
points that you guys didn't bring up, and the fact that I did so well with, the last-minute topics that you guys gave me.
And actually, Tsunami is in the lead for the season right now because he came in second place, and I got my butt kicked. So yeah, Hatchet even got ahead of me. I know. I don't know what happened to me today. Maybe even not my best day, but that's okay. That's why I like this panel, because we hit it from all angles. Everyone's got their own point of view. Everyone gets their time to say. Anyway, guys, that is the show on this episode of the Gaming Debate Podcast. Tune in next Saturday at 8 o'clock for the episode 4. And it looks like we're going to probably do 10 episodes a season. And then we'll pick a winner of the season, and we'll give them a congratulations, and we'll do something fun for that particular person.
So
they will surrender all their
9 o'clock Eastern and 6 o'clock Pacific.
So anyway, yes, it'll be 8 o'clock Central. It'll be 9 o'clock Eastern, and it will be 6 o'clock Pacific. Tune in next week to find out which one of us pulls it out next week. Alrighty, guys.
Like, subscribe.
And do that.